everybody. It is me, the fabulous Leo Brown. I know I haven't been on here in a minute, and I'm giving you bearded, dashiki realness a little bit with my little afro and stuff. But anyway, I actually came on here because I've been okay. I'm a YouTuber. I don't. Let me just start out by saying I don't consider myself a YouTube person or personality or whatever. YouTube for me it's like anything else. It's like any form of social media. It's a platform. It's a platform to, if I want to inspire, to motivate, to educate, to kind of let people in on who I am and what I'm about. And also it's a way to promote my business and what it is that I do. So with that being said, I've been trying to hold my tongue on this whole thing with the black gay YouTubers and one certain gay YouTuber in particular. And I can't do it anymore. And I know people are like, well, Leo, how is this any of your business? It's not my business. It's not. I'm making it mine. I'm just gonna be honest. I am. Because I really want to throw my name, my thoughts, in the hat. And I hope to this YouTuber, whose name is Justin J. I hope that he's listening to me. He probably doesn't even watch me. He probably doesn't even care about me. But I figured I would come on and give you some, advice. Because I consider you a sister. We have the same birthday. You're my birthday twin. You're one of my many birthday twins. And I really want to talk to you woman to woman. I really want to sit down and be like, girlfriend, let me holler at you, okay? As the old folks say. Let me rap to you. So, for those of you who don't know, he and Alexander Rogers, whom I love, and James Caldwell, who I love James. And the Scorpion Show, I love them too. I love all the black gay YouTubers. I love all black YouTubers, period. Even if you have like 3 subscribers, I'll still watch you and support you because, as a song by what is his name? It's in my head. I think it's David Peaston. We're all in this together. That's just my personal opinion. So, I believe in community. I believe in unity. If it's possible, and I believe that there's more than enough people. There's more than enough opportunities. There's more than enough money. There's enough out here for everyone. I don't really believe in competition. My biggest competition is myself. So, with that being said, Alexander and James and Justin have been going back and forth along with his friend Adrian. I don't know Adrian. I know of him by his choice of rainbow fashions and his, low cut fade and his roasting. And that's really all I know because I've watched a few videos of Adrian, but I don't know him that well. So they've been getting into it. They've been going back and forth, and I've watched several videos from all of them, and they've all been roasting each other. And some have been just defending themselves, and some have been coming to them with like reading, but at the same time, tough love and advice, and saying, "Look, yes, I'm a fan, but I got it. Enough is enough. Here's the truth, and hopefully you can handle what I'm saying to you." So here's my take on it. My take on it, number one, YouTube is owned by Google. GOO. 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 I'm gonna call it Goo. Okay? Google is owned by Google. So that means that if Google said, you know what? We're tired of this shit. YouTube isn't making us money anymore. Let's go ahead and cut it off. They can cut off tomorrow. So for those of you who feel like if you have, I'll just say this. For those of you who feel like, oh my God, YouTube is my bread and butter, that's not really a good idea. YouTube is not bread and butter, honey. Trust me. Everything has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And YouTube will one day have an ending. And it's getting there now. Because like unless you were someone like I think his name is PewDiePie, or whatever the hell his name is, or Michelle Fan, or Shane Dawson, with over 1 million subscribers, and you're making them money along with, securing other opportunities like, like someone like Tyler Oakley or what have you, then I can kind of see you being like, well, YouTube is my thing and blah, blah, blah. But for those of us who, I mean, like for me, I only have like 600 subscribers. I don't really, not that I don't care about my subscriptions, but it doesn't, it's not my life. I have a business. I have things that, I have a life outside of YouTube. That's why I'm rarely on it. I try to be, but it's not my life. Unless something really moves me and I'm compelled to talk about it, then I'll talk about it. But until then, no. I have a business to run, a company to run. So, I feel that we're making too much of it. That's why I'm saying that. YouTube is on my Google. Okay? Google. Let's just keep that in mind. One. Two, I'm just going to say this to Justin. I'm speaking directly to you. Justin, honey, I love you very much. I think you're cool. I watch you. I'm a fan. Or you know what? Let me not even say that. I used to be a fan. And I'm saying this with love. I used to be a fan of yours. I used to subscribe to your channel. I did a reading for you. If you guys want to go back and watch it, you can. I will put a link below so you can see it. And you can even read it because I even did a reading for him on my blog too. But I was very much a fan of yours. But then here's the thing that I noticed, and this is what made me stop being a fan of your type of entertainment, because there is a type for your entertainment. And and I'm not bashing you, okay? I'm just pointing out why I no longer support your brand. Okay. I no longer buy what you sell. Because I won't say you have a brand. And I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But anywho, one of the reasons why I don't buy what you sell anymore is because I notice you do what a lot of Leos do. And you even include myself in this. You throw a rock and you hide your hand. Okay? And what I mean by that is you've done it with Sweet Addictions TV. You've done it with the Scorpion Show numerous times. You've done it with Candy and Sweet Addictions, and I don't even know her. I don't know her. I don't know Scorpion. I don't know any of these people. But you've done it with these people so many times where one minute you'll make a video and you are cussing up a storm and you fussing and cussing and jumping and letting the guys mount you, honey, and speaking in tongues and doing all these things, and then the next minute you'll delete said video, you'll take it down, and then you'll go, well, everything is fine. My event was fantastic. It was wonderful. The main event was such a success. And then when people call you out on your stuff, you get pissed off. Why? Here's my thing, sweetheart. And here's what even I'm having to learn. And this is why I'm coming to you the way I am. I've had to learn in my 35 years of life, you have to take accountability and responsibility for the things you do. Granted, you may not like it, but you have to do it. It has to be done. You're in your 30s yourself. Okay? It's time to take a more mature approach. It's time to grow up. All right? Love you to death, but when you make a video and you're bashing people, leave the video up. Don't apologize for the things you said because you can't take back the words you say. Once you say them, you say them. That's just it. That's like me posting news of myself on my Instagram, which I would never do. But you never know. I may do it one day. Who knows? Because I shouldn't say never. But that's like me posting news, and then, oh, I got hacked. No, you didn't, bitch. You didn't get hacked. You posted your news because you wanted to. You wanted to get reaction. You wanted attention, and you got it. And it may not have been the right kind, but you got it. Okay? So that's my advice to you on that. That's number 2. And then when it comes to, all right, let's just talk business for 1 minute. Now, I'm in business myself. I understand that you really want, like, you're such a Leo. You and I are very much alike. You want to be bigger than where you are, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you moving from your home state of Memphis, Tennessee, or where you lived, to Atlanta, Georgia. I don't blame you because let's keep it all the way funky. Atlanta presents itself as a city of opportunity. Atlanta does that. Okay? But prior to this cap, and we know this is true, Atlanta is an illusion city. And what I mean by that is you think it's one way and then you go there and it's a whole nother movie. Trust me, I've been to Atlanta numerous times, which is why I would never live there. Because not and I love Atlanta. I really do. The energy of the city, I love the people. I'm a southerner. So I love it. However, I know that unless you hang with the right people, unless you know the right people, unless you have an in, that door is ajar, you ain't gonna make it in Atlanta. Or unless you're willing to fuck or suck or come dump your way to the top, you're not gonna make it in Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta is all about not all the people now. Now, I'm not saying that, but I think in particular in the entertainment industry and in business, period, it's what can you do for me? What's in it for me? What are we gonna benefit from this? Case in point, your friend Funky Dineva, okay? Your friend Quentin. Now, you have anytime somebody comes for Quentin, you curse them out. You just da 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 da. You know what? Don't come for Funky. Leave Funky Dineva alone. Okay, honey, I'm gonna tell you something that I think you already know, but I really need you to know this. Funky Dineva, Quentin Latham could care less about you. I hate to be the bringer of bad news, boo boo. I really do, but he does not care. If he cared, your main event would have been bigger than what it was. Your main event was not bad, but it would have been much bigger. He would have promoted it on his channel. He would have helped you with marketing correctly. He would have helped you with branding, how to brand, how to blog better. So that way you wouldn't have to go and basically take from Adrian his brand and put your own judge on it because that's what you've done. All right. And I mean in terms of camera, I mean in terms of lighting, I mean in terms of graphics, I mean in terms of all of that, even in terms of editing. If you look at the Adrian Expressions video and you look at his video now, they're pretty much the same thing. And I started liking your video many years ago when you talked about when you were working at Olive Garden and you were a server. I've been a fan of yours since then, and I'm still a fan deep down. But that's why I'm saying these things to you. I am still a fan. I'm not bashing you. I'm just telling you some truth that you need to hear. I think you really need to hear it, and more importantly, you need to listen to it because it's just like with me. Look. I don't know everything. I don't want to know everything. I don't claim to know everything. Okay? Even with my industry and my business, I still have to ask, okay, well, what is SEO? How can it help me? Okay, what do I need to do in order to, bring more clients to me? Should I do more interactive things like tarot and tea on Facebook? That's why I started doing those things because I got I received the right advice, the right knowledge from people saying, look, your brand is already great or it's already good, but let's make it greater. Let's make it better. Okay? So, yeah. If, getting back to Quentin, if Quentin was really your friend, if you guys were really that close, he would support you in your stuff. He would help you. He wouldn't give you a handout, but he would be able to say, okay, let me point you in the right direction. And then it will be up to you whether or not to take it or leave it. That's just it. Okay? So on that, he's not your friend. Stop standing for people that are not standing for you. Okay? Let's just get that out the way. So that's number 4. Okay? Now these are my things that I feel you need to really hear. Okay? And I'm not going to give them a number because it might be more than I think it's going to be more than 10. All right. Okay. And then when it comes to branding, and I actually agree with James on this. I watch James Caldwell religiously, and I actually agree with him. He's absolutely right. You need to figure out what is your brand. What do you do? Because I've done television reviews. I've done blogging. I've roasted people, done roasting videos and stuff. That's not my brand. Let me sit you down, okay? My brand is empowerment. My brand is spirituality. My brand is growth. My brand is allowing you to see your own empowering true self. through the method of intuitive psychic readings or life coaching. That's what my brand is. If I were to sit down and write down what my brand is and what it consists of, that's what Leo Brown's brand would be. So what I really need you to do is sit down, get a pen and pad like this one, okay? Like this. Get something like this. And I'm really need you to write down what exactly is Justin James' brand. You claim to be a comedian, but your videos are not comical. Your videos are actually very negative. And they talk about people. And they talk about, you know, just what's hot. I mean, they're basically Entertainment Weekly or Wendy Williams, just with a video camera at home. That's basically what it is. And there's a plethora of people that do the same things that you do. Much Love from Kentucky, The Scorpion Show, It's for Rocks, who else? James, Alexander. I mean, they all review shows. They all talk about, the stuff on the shows and, their opinions on it. You do the same thing. And if you're doing hosting events, show video of that. Because you claim to be a host, but what are you hosting? I mean, I'm just asking. I'm asking a genuine question. What are we hosting, honey? What are we doing? Because I don't see it. I don't see the hosting videos of you hosting. I see you on Periscope. I've seen you on Periscope with you and Adrian dancing and that sort of, kind of, sort of full thing you had. But a couple of, just saying. But what are you doing? And I've been told that you have a manager. I've heard you have a manager. Okay, so let me just break down what a manager exactly does. Management, okay? Management is, or the goal of a manager is someone, and it doesn't matter if it's in entertainment or if it's in customer service. The goal of a manager is to provide your career or whatever it is you do direction. So if you truly have a manager, your manager should be really advising you and saying, well, Justin, I don't think you should be roasting people on Periscope, like roasting folks and talking about folks on Periscope and telling them they need to pull up and, that you're going to beat them up and threaten them and all that because that could be used against you as slander and libel and things of that nature. That's what a true manager does. If you have a manager makes sure that not only is your brand laser focused on what your brand is, whether it's comedy, whether it's you roasting, because roasting can be a thing too. You can make a career out of that. I mean, ass fucking Neva, but let's be real. Does he really have a career? I mean, R&B Divas LA, that's been and gone. The R&B Divas franchise is gone. He has a blog and he's successful in that, but I hate to say it, but Funky Dineva he's popular, but he's not as popular as he used to be. So, and that's no shade to him. I'm just saying. But, a manager basically gives you a career direction. They are supposed to help you guide your career to where you want it to go. So I hope that you sat down with your management and said, okay, here's what I want to do. In the next 2 years, I, Justin James, want to be fill in the blank. I want to do television. Okay, well, that means your management would help you with media training. They would help you with learning how to give an interview. They would help you with learning how to host. So when you do hosting gigs, like you do for the dancing dolls and things of that nature, you are prepared. You are articulate. You're still funny. You're still yourself. But, how can I put it? You can handle, the slings and arrows that may be thrown at you. And you can show the public that you've changed, that you're growing. And also, by you growing, your brand grows as well. So that's the first thing. So we really need to, that's one thing. So we really need to figure out what is your brand? I really want you to figure it out. What does your brand give? What does it give to Me as a consumer, as a person who watches your stuff or who used to watch your stuff, what does your brand bring to the table that I don't have? Because I can watch any other YouTuber and get a roasting gag. I mean, I'm just being honest. I can do it myself. That's not hard to do. I mean, because basically the material is already there for you. All you're doing is just adding your opinion to said material. And there's nothing wrong with that. But let's be honest. If you look at somebody like It's for Rocks, if you look at James Caldwell, if you look at um, the Scorpion Show, they're using their brands to not only kind of let you in on what's going on with them, but they're using their brands to propel them to bigger things. They want to interview celebrities. And then also, speaking of that, what's wrong with interviewing a celebrity? That's a good thing. That means that the celebrity knows that you have a great audience, knows that you are, loyal, and knows you want to grow. That helps both of you. So that's a wonderful thing. Okay. And my final thing that I want to say to you, baby, is stop begging. Okay, because I've from what I understand, and please correct me, please, people, if I'm wrong. You begged like 3 times. You begged when you were homeless. You begged to move to Atlanta, and I think you begged to move out of Memphis, and now you're begging for people to take you to New York. And people have faithfully done it, and I think you did it with the main event too. So that's actually 5. I don't know, but you've been begging a lot. That's all I gotta say. Okay, so stop begging. Once again, going back to basic business 101. When you're in the beginning, when you're loud, I can see it if you were at the start of your business and building yourself up. Now, when you're in the beginning, like I started my business in 2010. At the beginning, I would get asked to do things, and of course, I had to pay my own way. Um, I had to pay my own travel expenses. Excuse me. I had to, do all these things in the beginning. But now, as my business has grown, it'll be 7 years in October. I find that I don't have to do that. That I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to ask if a person wants me to come to their event. You shouldn't. If a person wants to book you, number one, you should have a booking fee. Okay, a booking fee. So that means even if it's just you and like 2 other people, you still get paid. 1, 2. If I'm doing an event and I'm being asked to do an event, I shouldn't have to ask you, well, where am I going to stay? Where am I going to sleep? Who's going to pay for my travel expenses? That should already be taken care of. Because the minute you do business with somebody, whether it's written or verbal, you're in a contract. So you shouldn't have to beg your followers. You shouldn't have to do a GoFundMe for you to go to New York. I'm just saying, if these people really wanted to, because apparently you're being interviewed or you're interviewing people for a reality series or a web series. I'm sorry. And let me just say this: congratulations on that. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. I am. I wish you all the best and all the luck and success in the world. I'm happy for you regarding that. However, the people in New York should have said, we really want Justin to come down and we want him to interview our cast for the series. Okay, well then pay for my flight. Pay for my hotel. If you really want me and you want what I bring because you think I am an asset and I'll bring followers to you, then that basically means you need to wash my hands so I can wash yours. That's basic business. Okay? So the next time you do business with somebody, you should not have to beg. Okay? You should not have to beg your subscribers and say, I need help. I got to go back to, I got to go to New York. I need your help. Or wherever it is you're going. You shouldn't have to beg people to pay your way. That should be a given. That actually should be written in contract. And they should send you a contract and say, hey, we want you to come. Here's a contract. Here's what we're willing to pay. Now, if they're not willing to pay, or they're willing to pay it, but it's something that you don't like say you don't like the hotel, or you don't want to fly this particular airline, then you come out of your own pocket. That makes sense because it's like, well, no, this is up to my specifications, so I don't want this. But if they're asking you, you shouldn't have to beg. That's just it. You really shouldn't. Because it's just like me. I'm an author. I do book tours. Now, don't get me wrong. Have I paid for my own flight before? Yes, because I know me. I don't want to fly a particular airline. Have I paid for my own hotel? Yes, because I know where I want to stay. But in terms of me bringing my merchandise to said bookstore, do I pay for that? No, not at all. No, because I shouldn't have to. I am the guest. I am the author. I am the speaker. So why should I have to pay? I shouldn't have to do anything but show up. So in the beginning of your career, you're gonna go through that. You're gonna couch surf. You're gonna hustle basically. That's just natural. But as you get deep into it and you become more secure, not only within your career, but in your brand, you don't have to do that. And you won't have to. So all I'm saying is, baby, this begging stuff, you don't need to do. My advice is redefine what your brand is. Okay, figure it out. Redefine what your brand is. Have a contract stating what you will do for them and what they can do for you. Okay, regardless of whom you work with. 3, stop with this whole roasting and posting video. Stop doing that against other YouTubers because it actually diminishes your brand and makes you look very, very immature and very petty. 4, learn to listen to the right people that will guide you in the right direction. Learn to take criticism. And 5, just continue to be your fabulous self and you'll be fine. So that's all I wanted to say on this. I just felt compelled to say this because, like I said, you're my birthday twin. I don't want to see nothing happen to you because you keep on. Now, Missy Mouse and told you. Okay? You keep on. All right? So, until next time, people, it is me, the fabulous Leo Brown, and I will talk with you all very soon. Have a great one. Bye bye.